Hello everyone, welcome back to a late war battle report. This one is going to showcase a bit of the new Waffen SS release. Originally I had a Beach Defender company for this mission, so being hit on threes is actually not too bad considering I'm now a veteran elite units. So the mission is Counterattack. My least favourite is the Defender, but I'll give it my best shot. Today I'm playing Tito, all the way in Romania, so this is again showcasing how good the remote play can be, linking people from all across the world, providing your time zones give you decent timings for your game. So this is what he's bringing. This is a 100-point list. We have a veteran M4 Sherman company, so we have a HQ of 2 75mm Shermans, and we have 3 platoons of 3 75mm Shermans and the 3 mortars. In support, and I'm sorry, this will probably be emerging on your screen now, there is a proxy alert for this game. Sorry, I may disturb some viewers, but he won't budge on his list, so I've had to use proxies, unfortunately. So we have 4 veteran 76mm Shermans, 3 priests, and the Greyhound Scout troop. And this is where it gets scary. So here are the proxies. These are representing the M15 and M16 AA platoon. So what I'm using the big T30 half tracks as the 37mm guns, and then the 50 cal half tracks as 50 cal AA guns. So as long as we remember that, it should be okay. And again, sorry for the proxies, everyone. And also we have an allied platoon, so this is a British paratrooper platoon, so that's 7 rifle MG teams and a Piat, and just one command card for today, and that is the Ivory X. So that's 1 point, and that affects the M15-16 card. So basically is I can see what he's trying to do is maximum amount of templates. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 with the Ivory X. So let's have a look at my Waffen SS formation. Here is my SS Panzergrenadier Company. So I'm using regular grenadiers because I haven't got the new models yet. But I am looking forward to trying these guys out. So just regular SS, because I'm still not 100% sure how the 9th SS division card works, because I got it down as working as one of the upgrades affects the unit, infantry units, and then you got other ones to affect the gun units, which I find strange because I would just want to do the infantry units to the upgrades, but I'm sure there'll be plenty of FAQ discussion about that. So let's go into what I've got. I have a HQ of 2 MP40 teams, and they have Panzerfausts. I then have 2 full platoons, so that's 7 MG42 teams, and they've got Panzerfausts and Panzerschrecks. Only 1 Panzerschreck per platoon with the SS. I have 3 7.5cm guns and 4 12cm mortars, and that is my formation. Now in support, I thought I would like to try this and have 5 SS Panthers, because basically it's the same points as 4 regular Panthers, and it'll be something nice for my opponent to deal with using his Americans. I have 4 8.8cm AA guns, and I have the 250 Scout Troop. So 100 points, I downgraded the 88s to 8.8cm assault flaks. This gave me enough points to use the pack front card, so they shall be scattered across the board in their impenetrable bunkers, and I had 1 point left, so I used Panzer Pioneer platoon, so I can have 1 platoon run and dig in on the objective a bit easier, because they're digging in on a 2+, which will be nice. So here is having a look at what the SS can do against the Americans. Probably next week I'll use the SS against the British, and being a few weeks before that come out. So we're playing Counterattack, so let's have a look at the board. Okay, so here's the board today. I have a little town in the corner with their crops here. A little shallow river running through. This is just a cross check to get over here, and the forwards are cross-country dash terrain, and as well as the bridge. So there's 2 forwards and 1 bridge. Quite a few forests scattered the board, with a little small hill here and a large hill here with an impassable rock in the middle. A few craters in the middle of the town. Some preliminary bombardment has destroyed a bit of the terrace, and this shop here. So I get to pick my deployment zone. So I'm going to pick something that has the most difficult terrain for my opponent to come through. So we'll get back to you after deployment. Okay, with my deployment, I use my spearhead just to extend my front, just to cover the objective a little bit more with my pack front. So the scout cars ended up here. With spearheads, remember you have to be 16 inches away from an objective or enemy deployment, so this is as close as I could go. And then that applies to everything deploying in the bubble. So these are my Panzergrenadier SS units, they're by here. And then I have 1 pack front, 2 pack front, 3 pack front, 4, all covering angles of approach to my area. The regular SS platoon is in this building, the HQ is by here, and my 12cm mortars are here for support. The pack 40s are in reserve, in ambush, and the panthers are in reserve. Now, the Americans did a spearhead as well, so the jeeps fanned out, giving a nice bubble everywhere. So as you can see, the scout car is by there, so everything seems to be in a position to deal with my panthers. So Tito knows where they're coming from, so the Americans have got good intel here, but when they come in is another matter. But there's a lot of guns from to deal with straight away. So that is that. So here are all the Shermans, all the artillery, and the British paras who've been dragged along are here as well. So plenty of artillery, so I'm seeing a lot of smoke, probably going to go down turn 1. So good luck to my opponent. It's going to be a good game. Nice to see the SS have they run out for the first time. No doubt we'll see a lot of games coming out for these guys, and a lot from me, so I want to try out a lot of different things with them, especially the 9th SS look very interesting. Turn 1 goes to the attacker, so good luck and off we go. Lots of movement from the Americans. Turn 1 really coming round hard for this objective. Really forget how manoeuvrable the Americans can be. So luckily I got some pack 40s, but I feel I won't be able to see much in a few minutes. So we've got 1 platoon here trying to get into the woods. They failed. The AA guns have moved in behind them. The British paras with a follow me are in the woods, and all the little soft mortars and jeeps are by here. These guys have followed me into the forest, and the HQ's moved just to be a little bit more hidden. So that is where we've ended up for the movement. So here we go now into shooting phase. Only shooting this turn came from the priests, and they managed to range in first attempt. So my target with the Americans is quite brutal. It was basically treated as repeat bombardment, and because of that I've lost 2 of my SS already in my pioneers. So that's great. So hopefully they will unpin as I go into my turn 1. So going into my turn 1, they need to unpin. So of course they are, just check, they are fearless. So I need a 3. I'm recording it on my camera, so I'm not cheating, and I do get a 3. And I need a 5 for reserves, and I get a 6. So nice, Panthers turning up, turn 1.
Nice.
So the Americans were right. Some Panthers were coming in from reserve for the Germans, and they've come on by here. I had to be a bit cheesy and angle my turrets as best as I could to try to get these pesky Americans away from my side armour, my vulnerable side armour of my Panthers, and I'm not exactly hard to hit being aggressive, so I've put them by here, so hopefully I can get rid of a few Shermans before they start trying to get rid of me. With my pioneers unpinned, I have moved them here. They did a follow me as well, so some are in the woods, so it'll be a bit more tricky for the artillery to range in on me, hopefully. The scout cars have moved around but into cover, and my grenadiers have moved into this building, and the HQ have moved over here, so my lines have shunted over to the right, so to speak. So unfortunately my two packs over here have not much to do, so they can just sit down and have a few drinks, the assault flaks anyway, but the other two might have some stuff to do. So here we go now into the shooting phase. So I would not describe my shooting as very effective as I get ready to go to turn 2. The only pack front I could fire fired up here, but I missed, and I think I got one hit from 4 panthers onto this guy, of which just resulted in a bail because I failed my firepower, and this guy failed to hit this guy here. So now I was hoping I'd have less Shermans to deal with the panthers, but now I have all the Shermans to deal with the panthers. So we're going into turn 2 for the Americans. Okay then, so basically that Sherman got back in, so everything my panthers did was undone, and soon to be the panthers might be undone because there's a lot of side shots. Tried my best, but yeah, luckily the 76s got bogged down in the forest. Everything else is moving through as well, closing in on my objective now, so I'm gonna have to undig them at some point, which is a bit of a problem, but here we go. So we're going into shooting now. So hopefully at least have a couple of panthers, otherwise this is just a repeat of that game I did with Lucas where my reserves came in and then all died. So here we go. Alright, so far the priests attempted to range in on the pioneers but failed. The AA half tracks opened up on my pack fronts. Did get a kill, but because they are bunkers or nests, I think, yeah, bunkers, basically he had to re-roll his firepower, which resulted in the pack front remaining. And over here is the worrying part. All but 2 panthers are dead, but those 2 are bailed out. So going into my turn 2, let's get these guys back in. So they are fearless, so they're getting back in on 3s. Only one gets back in, so I'll have to do no pin down units, so now my last stand. And I get a 1. So that is my panthers gone, and we're going into turn 2. Okay, so the pioneers have dug in because I want them to have a little bit less AA fire to walk into. The grenadiers have left this terrace house and are moving into the woods. The HQ have gone into the roof of this building, and he's looking through his binoculars and he's trying to figure out where the panthers have gone. My scout cars are now the armoured element of my list, and they're basically going to be whipping round and taking out Shermans left, right and centre. And doing what the panthers should have done, and that's what they're going to be doing now. So there we go, that was my movement. So now we're going to go into shooting, and hopefully I can kill something this turn. So basically the pack fronts managed to bail one of the half tracks, but then the scout cars, I told her they're going to start doing something, managed to kill 2 of the 50 cals. So that is them done, and that's me done. I also ranged in with the 12cm mortars by here, so I've pinned down the British paras for now. So that is that done. So now we're going into American turn 3. Okay, so a lot of artillery templates have gone down, pinning the pioneers and killing another team. 2 plates came down here, pinned this pack front, and the AAs got rid of the pack front here, and I am down to just the 1 MG half track. So he might run away. So going into my turn 3, let's see if this half track gets back in. I get a 2, so that's a no, and then I have my pin down platoon by here, that rally on a 3, and then I have my last stand test. Oh no, I have another pin down pack front. I get a 6, so he is unpinned, And then I have my last stand test with the scout cars, and that's a 3. That's most likely them gone. Yeah, they're 4 plus last stand, so he's gonna basically put a grenade in here. And am I going to bring in my ambush? Yes, I will. So here we go. German turn 3. So I was tempted to move these forward to tangle with the Shermans, but I'm just out of moving and getting to an assault, so I'm not particularly happy about withering some machine gun fire in the open. These guys, however, are going to try go through the woods, and my HQ is in the building, just ready to do what he needs to do. Okay, so now we're going into the shooting phase again. Yeah, you're still pinned. Okay, so with my shooting, I managed to kill another one of the AAs. The powers are pinned, and I managed to get rid of the Greyhound and the mortar jeep. And now I'm preparing to assault the paras with the mighty SS. So hopefully this will go a bit better for me. Unfortunately, my assault got forced back, and I also lost 4 guys to the defensive fire. So they are a bit in trouble. So we're now going into turn 4 for the Americans. So quite a few motivations here, a few last stands, so hopefully some stuff will run away. So here we go, turn 4. Right then, so the paras are going to get rid of the SS that just charged into them. The 76 Shermans are going to hose them down as well, and everything else is moving into this forest, basically right on top of the half tracks, to fire at everything else that comes out of the tree line. So here we go now into American shooting. So far in the shooting, the priests have managed to take out my Panzergrenadier by here. This pack front has also been pinned again, and with a mixture of a lot of shots and my ability to roll 1s and 2s, I am down just to the Panzergrenadier in this platoon. So there's an assault coming, so I'm pretty sure I won't stop it, but let's see what happens. Okay, so I did manage to get a hit as he came in, but unfortunately no kill, and that platoon is gone, and they consolidated into these woods here. So going into my 4th turn, I have my pack front to rally, which I do on a 5, and my platoon here rallies on a 4. So everything's rallied, and no last stands. So here we go into German turn 4. The only movement I've made is the formation command. I've grabbed their MP40s, and they're going to go for the paras and avenge their fallen platoon right in front of them. So this could be interesting, so hopefully I can pin these paras first. So here we go into the shooting phase. So I managed to pin these paras here so I can go into an assault, but I managed to kill the ones that I could have actually assaulted in the first place, leaving my HQ high and dry, not able to do anything. I also managed to kill a Sherman, and that was it with my shooting. So we're going now into turn 5 for the Americans. Right then, so the paras are going to try and go for the HQ as well. These Shermans wouldn't have had any line of sight for the trees and the bridge, so they just remain there. And more Shermans, the other HQ Sherman has driven into the woods. So it's quite a lot of firepower here, protecting that objective. So we're going into the shooting phase again. So the Sherman HQ spotted for the priests, needing a 5 to range in, and got a 6, so time on target led to the death of 2 pack 40s. My pack front again is pinned, and I have lost my 2 IC, so just the HQ remaining as the assault comes in. So here we go, turn 5 assaults. My HQ managed to take one of the paras with him, but he was overcome by the Red Devils. Furthermore, this guy did a shoot and scoot and successfully did the cross check, so well done to him, he's moved back. So going into my turn 5, I have pinned down pack 40s, that unpin, and then the pack front doesn't unpin, But then the last stand on the pack front, which is a 4, not the pack front, the pack 40, so he stays. So they unpin.
And I think you have a pin on the mortars also.
Yes, I do. So I'll pin the mortars, a 5, so they're unpinned as well. So here we go into German turn 5. Right, so in the shooting so far, I've managed to pin the paras again and kill one of them. And I've also managed to bail one of the HQ Shermans with my infantry. So I'm just going to go in and have an assault and see what happens. Okay, so got forced back in the assault again, and I lost one guy in doing so. Fortunately, if I'd managed to bail or knock out this guy with the pack fronts, that would have been a bit better, because that was the one who got quite a few hits on me. So going into American turn 6, all they need to do is clear me away from that, and he has victory, which I felt was been coming since the Panthers were taken out. So we'll go into the motivations and see what happened. Okay, so the Shermans are moving around the forest just to finish off their Grenadiers holding the objective or contesting it, and the Paras are moving in to finish off the Pack 40s. So whatever happens, these guys are most likely going to get killed anyway, and yeah, so we'll get this done, and then we'll have I'll have to try and think of an MVP to call out. So here we go into shooting phase. Okay, so we basically he did survive one round of shooting, these two guys, but then these guys whipping around managed to get him. So I now have to pick a man in the match, and it'll probably be this pack front by here, because this is the one that did the most damage out of everything. Tito,
Yes.
your man of the match, I think, is probably one of your Sherman. Oh, your Paras did quite a bit, mind.
Yeah, the Paras are the man of the match, actually, because they cleared out your HQ, your infantry platoon.
And we're just about to kill the Pack 40s, yeah.
Finishing everything behind. So, yeah, British Paras, definitely man of the match. The other guys definitely did a good thing playing as a team. So, yeah, Paras man of the match.
Yeah, I think for me, as soon as my Panthers were gone, I felt it was inevitable that game would go to Euro. So I was just kind of going, I'll just try and limit your margin of victory, which I couldn't do last game. So I think I actually killed more full units than I did with you last time. So I've knocked you down to a major victory, at least. Couldn't quite get your HQ in the end, which would have been a little bit better. But yeah, I think the SS, I think I've already written a list for my next game. I'm definitely going to take the 9th SS for the infantry units, because being hit on 3s is horrible. I think with counterattack it's very difficult as a defender, especially against Americans, because they move so fast that they're already on that objective. Because with any other army, I might have had a chance to get on the objective and dig in on it, and then you would have had to push me off. But yeah.
And I always think that the Americans are a good counter for the German player, defensive player, and especially with the fact that being hit on a 3+, it's absolutely devastating when you have a good artillery. So basically, my artillery did a pretty good job also this match. It took out enough of your units so that the thing squiggled. And yeah, I totally agree with you. I would get rid of those Panthers.
Yeah.
Maybe go for a 3-tank Tiger platoon, and then get some extra juice. Maybe some Stummels, you know, the 89 vehicles. For the points difference, because I think those Tigers would have taken the Shermans much better, and I think they would have lasted for at least one more round.
Yeah, which is
to get those 6 shots counted. You were terribly unlucky with your first round of shooting. It would have been definitely 2 Shermans dead if if you ask me. I mean, statistically, you could have just destroyed one of my platoons from the start, but I was very, very lucky. And also, I hit very, very good on that shooting ground with my Shermans on your side, and I think that made the match pretty much on turn 2.
Yeah, I think there was two choices of where I was going to bring him in. Yeah, on the road, yeah. I thought I'd get the rear shots of those Shermans would be nice, especially in the open. The other choice I had was the woods next to the 76s and going for your HQ. Maybe would have been better because I don't think you would have been able to get as many on the rear, and if that had panned out and you'd still not been able to get the 76s out of the woods for 3 turns, yeah, it might have gone better. But yeah, I think the SS are good, but I'm learning a bit more lessons with aggressive troops, and I think as well the 12cm mortars have been like a kind of a favourite for me, but I think the 8cm mortars, now that they can have more than 2, and the fact that they can fire smoke, I think.
I mean, if you had smoke, I think at least one of your assaults could have went in.
Yeah.
The first one you tried with your Panzergrenadiers, I think if you had smoke there, things would have been much more different.
Yeah.
Because I would have hit you on 5s, and then yeah, it's a different solution, and probably I think 2 or 3 of my bases couldn't have reached because of the smoke screen, not being able to shoot outside 6 inches, you know.
Yeah.
And what can I say is that your gaming skills are quite improving. I mean, this list was. I mean, after you lost your Panthers, you did really good afterwards in just playing for the small points and trying to be as calculated as possible, because after losing those Panthers, honestly, you couldn't have hoped for more than what you did. The only thing I think I would have done better was to place those 2 back fronts that you didn't use for the entirety of the game, to put them also within that bubble that you made in the first spearhead movement, and to cover your your city objective, let's say.
Yeah.
And if you would have had them there, definitely you would have had more shots for me to take care and watch out for. But otherwise, you played very good, and I'm proud of that. You're definitely getting much better, and I'm looking forward to see maybe another game for us too. Maybe when the Soviets come out.
Yeah, maybe we keep playing until I win a game, and then we'll. Yeah, but I feel my tactics of just running straight at you is I felt like I should channel the SS more, and I felt that's what they would have done. Just go for it. But yeah, that was an interesting game. Again, nice to see the SS run out. Hopefully, in the next couple of weeks, I'll be able to get some painted up. But obviously, there'll be a bit of a delay on the video getting to you. But yes, and they will definitely, you'll be seeing a lot more of these when I do the Firestorm campaign, and also Mr. Michael Wittmann will be making an appearance as well in one of the missions, and that is going to be, yeah, he is going to be, well, the thing is with the Firestorm campaign in that game, he's going to be free for the game. And yeah, so I think the Desert Rats are going to have fun there. So I'm going to take a couple of photos and say ciao to Tidor, and I'll get this up as soon as I can.